On a clear night in Coalinga, California, Horned Toad football is on the air as your Coalinga High School Horned Toads will be taking on their arch rivals from Merced County, the Dos Palos High School Broncos, on closing night 2022 on the west side of the San Joaquin Valley. Hi everybody, I'm Brian Welch for the Toad Streaming Network. Glad to have you along here for another edition of Horned Toad football. The Broncos at Dos Palos High School will get the opening drive, marching left to right on your screen here tonight. Quarterback for the Broncos it will be Peyton Van Wert, far side of your television screen to start things off on a Friday night. 1st and 10. Van Wert hands it off up the gut. Gets past midfield. That was number 26 right there, Andre Flores, the freshman running back, with a carry second down. That ball will be placed at the 49-yard line. Great job by the Broncos so far. The Broncos will be in their white uniforms, yellow helmets with the blue horseshoe. Kind of reminds me of the Clovis North uniforms. Clovis North helmets and also the Indianapolis Colts. Second down for Van Wert and the Broncos. One receiver left, two to the right. Flores up the gut once again. Gets past midfield, spin moves up. Mario Delgado will wrap him up. The senior on his senior night wraps him up good. But that'll be enough for a first down. That'll move the sticks for the Broncos. As the Broncos trying to find a hole in the Horned Toads defense. Clear night, clear skies overhead. Here in Coalinga. Big rivalry game tonight. 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line of Coalinga. Two receivers left, one to the right. Flores up the gut once again to the 40. 35-30. He'll be brought down by a tandem of Toads led by none other than number 12 himself, Gavin Watson, the sophomore cornerback. And that'll be enough for another Broncos first down. The Broncos have been able to chew up the defense of the Toads by just running the ball. First and 10, it will be at the 30-yard line, close to that red zone on the south side of Chuck Gardner Stadium. The last time the Broncos were here in Coalinga, I should say, was all the way back in 2021, the spring season. A lot of storylines as Van Wert will do the keeper. 30 to the 25. Ride the ball on the carpet, and the Toads have it. Toads say they have it, but he'll be down by contact. Multiple refs said that it was down by contact, but the crowd here at Chuck Gardner Stadium had a different opinion about that. Second down at the 25-yard line. Van Wert, he's a dual threat quarterback, folks. Able to hurt you with the legs and also with the arm, but the Broncos have not been able to show their mighty wide receiving core yet. Van Wert trying to draw the Toads off sides. The Broncos going left to right on your screen on the near side of your television. Van Wert hands it off to Flores. Flores up the gut, but it's going to be met by a wall of Toads, led by none other than number 4 himself, the junior, I should say, Wyatt Worth. Third down, a critical third down on the opening drive for the Broncos. Horned Toads in their orange uniforms, black helmets, with the orange C of the Oscar in the middle. Third down and 2 for the Broncos. 9:16, I should say, and counting here in the first quarter clock. Two receivers left, one to the right. Flores once again. Flores, he'll be stopped at the line. Mario Delgado wraps him up. Great job by the Toads wrapping him up there. And that'll be a fourth down for the Broncos. Let's see if Rob Calvert, the head coach of the Broncos, will roll the dice here. Marching band making their presence known here. Marching band back in the stands once again. Fourth down for the Broncos. Going left to right on your screen in the middle part of the field. Two receivers left, one to the right. Flores once again finds a hole. Did he get to the first down marker? We shall see. It's a close one. And that'll be enough for a first down. The Broncos burning the Toads with the running game. Something that I did not expect. 8:24 and counting to go here in the first quarter of play. No score. The Broncos of Dos Palos High are knocking on the door. Ball will be placed at the 20-yard line. 1st and 10, those Broncos are in that red zone. One receiver left, two to the right. It'll be Hennigan, the tailback. Van Werf with the keeper. 15, around the far side to the 10. Steps out of bounds at the 9-yard line. And guess who was there? None other than Mario Delgado himself. Mario Delgado trying to have a career night so far. And I think we're gonna get used to Mario Delgado's name throughout the evening. That will be 1st and goal. That ball will be placed at the 9-yard line. Broncos trying to strike first here. Broncos last time here in Coalinga, they got the victory 21-20. High snap, Van Werf with the keeper. But he'll be tracked down by a group of Toads led by number 70, Dominic Catuzzo. 2nd down. Broncos trying to do a little bit of hurry up here. Rob Calvert, the head coach. The Broncos rolling the dice here early. Converting on 4th down. 2nd down and goal. 2nd and goal. One receiver left. Two to the right. Calvert in the gun. Calvert has time. Throws that dart down the middle. It's going to be intercepted. Intercepted by the Toads. It's going to be Jaden Pena. Pena. He's on the far side to the 20. 25, 30. He's going to go all the way to the 50-yard line. He's all the way to the 40, 30. He's to the 20. He'll be brought down. It's on the 15-yard line by number 45, Felix Garcia. 1st and 10 for the Toads. Great play by the Toads. Great defensive stop. And you can hear this crowd go ballistic here, going bananas. 1st and 10 for the Toads. A great stop defensively. This will be the first time we will see Noah Tazi tonight. The sophomore QB, his first season as the QB for the varsity squad. 2 receivers left, one to the right. Tazi hands it off to Alvarado. Alvarado cuts, but he'll be brought down by none other than number 45, Rico Herrera. The penalty marker flies during the play. Let's see what the call will be. Let's see what the call will be here. It'll be a holding call on the Toads. And I'll back them up just a little bit. Horned Toads coming into tonight, 6-3, 4-0 in league. The Broncos at Dos Palos High, 5-4, 4-0 in league. So 2 4-0 teams battling each other out here on the west side of the San Joaquin Valley. Winner tonight will take the West Sierra League crown for this season. 3 receivers left, one to the right. Tazi in the gun, Alvarado to his left hip. Tazi pressured. But he'll be brought down by number 45, sacked by Felix Garcia. And that'll bring up 2nd down. 2nd down all the way at the 30-yard line. The sticks, the 1st down marker, is all the way over at the 5. Actually, the 6-yard line, I should say. Ball will be placed at the 31-yard line. With the Toads with 6:23 in counting to go here in the first quarter of play from Chuck Gardner Stadium. Toads just trying to get something going here offensively as the defense gave them a present. Can the Toads offense capitalize? 2nd down and 50 miles for the Toads. 1 receiver left, 2 to the right. Alvarado will be to his right hip. Tazi will take the snap. Has time. Flestered. Rolls right. Does the keeper. Breaks 1 tackle. Will be met by number 13 for the Broncos. Number 13 on our roster. That's Mike Cantu, I should say, the senior wide receiver and defensive personnel for the Broncos with the tackle. That'll bring up a 3rd down for the Toads with 5:37 in counting to go here in a scoreless ball game. Ball will be placed at the 26-yard line. 3rd down with the Toads on the far hash. They'll have 3 receivers left, 1 to the right. Alvarado to his left hip, I should say. Noah Tazi in the gun. The Horned Toads wearing their orange uniforms. Takes the snap, whistles before this. Actually, a penalty marker. Actually, a pink penalty marker, I should say. And in the fight for breast cancer. And that penalty marker will be on the Toads. Now we'll back them up even farther. That's actually pretty cool. The referees, instead of having the yellow handkerchief, having the pink handkerchief for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So that ball will be placed all the way at the 31-yard line. So it's 2 steps forward and 1 step back for the Toads this drive. There'll be 3 receivers left, 1 to the right, Tazi, and the gun, Alvarado, to his left hip. Tazi has time, pressure, throws it deep down the far side. Got a man, but it'll be incomplete. Tender receiver is Dylan Texteria, the sophomore wide receiver, on the coverage for the Broncos with a tandem of Broncos. Number 15, that's Ruben Chavez, the senior wide receiver and defensive player. 4th down for the Toads, I should say. If you're Jose Pease in his 2nd season as the head coach of the varsity squad, what do? Well, they're going to roll the dice, folks, at the 31-yard line. 3 receivers left, 1 to the right. Alvarado, the tailback, to his left hip. Here comes Tazi in the gun. Tazi has time, pressured, but he'll be brought down by number 44, Rico Herrera. And the Toads turn the ball over on downs. 1st and 10 for the Broncos with 4:53 to go here in the first quarter of play. So Broncos' first drive ended in an interception. And the Horned Toads drive ended in a sack on 4th down. We'll be right back with more action from Chuck Gardner Stadium in a scoreless ball game. This is Horned Toad Football on the Toad Streaming Network. .453 to go here in the first quarter of play in a scoreless ball game between the Broncos and the Toads. 1st and 10 for the Broncos, 2-2. Van Werf has time, throws it deep down the field, got a man. Did he get incomplete pass? Intended receiver was number 16. Number 16 on our roster is Jesus Bond, the freshman wide receiver, I should say. A lot of freshmen on the squad for the Broncos. 2nd down, you can see how lethal Peyton Van Werf's arm is with that deep ball. It's kind of like throwing around the yard on a Sunday afternoon. 2nd and 10 at the 35-yard line for the Broncos. As this might be turned into a defensive battle, folks, as the Horned Toads defense flex their muscles on the opening drive, and then the Broncos flex theirs. Van Werf throws it to the near side, incomplete pass. And intended receiver was number 12. Number 12 on our roster is Elias E. Malfabon, the senior wide receiver and cornerback. 3rd down already for the Broncos. And I don't think Rob Calvert wants to be in this position once again. 3rd and 10 at the 35-yard line. As the Broncos have hit into neutral. Wide receivers 2-2. Van Werf in the gun, takes a snap, has time. Rolls left. Does the keeper. Mario Delgado going to snipe him away, but he got a little bit on the far side. Will that be enough for a 1st down? We shall see. That ball will be placed at the 42-yard line, 4th down, and that will be a free and out for the Broncos, as the Broncos will punt for the first time tonight from Chuck Gardner Stadium. A scoreless ball game with under 5 minutes to go here. Here's the punt. Actually, Van Werf with the fake, and that's going to be an incomplete pass. So that will bring up, and the Broncos turn the ball over on downs. And it'll be 1st and 10 for the Toads when we come right back. We will have an analyst, actually. So we'll keep you in suspense. We'll be right back in a scoreless ball game. This is Horned Toad Football on the Toad Streaming Network. .428 to go here in the first quarter of play. 2 receivers left. 1 to the right, Tazi in the gun. Tazi Hands it off to Alvarado. Alvarado up the gut past the 35 to the 32-yard line. Alvarado with some running room, but actually Rico Herrera with the tackle. Rico Herrera is actually, hey, one of our analysts of the night. We had a lottery drawing for this. It's actually the man, the myth, the legend himself, the JV head coach, someone who knows a little bit about production and video cameras himself, Tommy Rico. Why don't you pull up a seat here, Tommy?
Thank you.
Former Horn Toad. I'm trying to remember, what year did you graduate, my friend?
2008.
2008. So I was 5 years old. So I don't want to make you feel old tonight. 2nd and 10. Here comes Tazi in the gun. Pressured. Rolls left. Throws it on the road. What a catch. Wyatt Worth hauls it in. That's a great play there, Wyatt Worth. And that'll be enough to move the chains. Yes, it will. It will be enough to move the chains for the Toads. And you being a JV coach, you had a little bit of experience with Wyatt Worth, my friend.
No. Last year, last year I was an assistant on the varsity team, but I started the summer out with a lot of these sophomores that are here on the team, and man, how much have they grown in the last year or two? It's been amazing to see them just mature into the players that they are today.
Well, I know you played in the West Side War against Dos Palos. We'll talk about some of those stories. 2 receivers left, one to the right. Alvarado with the carry. He finds some room to the 25-20. He's to the 15. He's 5. He's inside the 5-yard line. But wait, there is a penalty marker over at the 27-yard line. A great run by Gustavo Alvarado himself, the junior running back. I guess you worked with Gustavo, right?
And last year, I mean, he had 4 snaps before he missed 9 straight games with the injury. So to see him out here fully healthy and have a rebound year, it's been amazing, right? Having very little playing time last year for being hurt most of the season to starting running back. It's just been he's made a huge impact on this varsity team.
Yeah, the penalty marker will be on the Toads. Ball will be put all the way back at the 36-yard line. In fact, 1st and 15 for the Toads in their orange and black uniforms. I don't think you wore the orange and black. I know in 2008 you guys had the black uniforms all the way back then. Yeah. How do you like the orange uniforms as the JV head coach?
I'm jealous. I love them. The kids love them. They, especially at the JV level, to have new jerseys is, I'm telling you, the kids just like eyes light up when they see it.
Tazi throws it deep. Sanchez will be the intended receiver, but the ball will be overthrown. Devin Sanchez on his senior night. I thought that's the first time we've seen Devin Sanchez targeted tonight. But I know it's Tazi that'll bring up 2nd down and 15 as the Toads trying to find something here offensively. We were talking about in the beginning of the broadcast, Tommy, about how these two teams, the defense, we said it's going to be a defensive battle because the Broncos' first drive ended in an interception. Yeah. None other than Jaden Pena picking them off. And then the Toads' offensive possession series stalls out.
Yeah, no, definitely. And it's going to be a huge offensive battle that we're going to see here. Which defense is going to carry the momentum of the team. Because that's going to be the name of the game, right? Is which team's going to be able to chew up clock.
What a catch, Devin Sanchez. Wyatt Worth almost had a piece of it, but Devin Sanchez was able to haul that one in. That's a great play, and the Toads move the chains.
No, we're short down 2 yards.
They're short 2 yards. My apologies, 3rd down, but that was a great grab there.
Oh, definitely, absolutely.
Devin the Magician Sanchez.
The concentration to keep that eyes on that ball. And that's gonna be right now. We're gonna see is can we keep this drive going and keep the momentum on our side, right? Because right now we have a really energetic crowd. And I'm telling you, that crowd makes a huge difference.
2 receivers left, one to the right. Alvarado up the gut, now on the near side, inside the 20. He'll be the 19-yard line, and that will be enough for a Horned Toads 1st down. They're almost in that red zone there, Tommy. What'd you like about that run there?
It's pounding the ball. I think that's going to be, as we kind of see both sidelines from here, is that, both teams aren't huge teams. A lot of these guys are two-way starters. So if you can grind the ball down and chew up clock, they're going to be right back on offense, tired, worn out, after being punched in the mouth all game long.
Under 2 minutes to go here in the first quarter of play. 1 receiver left, 3 to the right. Tazi in the gun, Alvarado to his right hip. Tazi rolls right, throws it on the run, got a man. That's Worth. Worth trying to break tackles, but he's brought down by a corral of Broncos. led by, let's see who that was, number 5 himself, Peyton Van Werf. I mean, Peyton Van Werf, one of your two-way players as well for the Broncos. Well, you talked about that earlier, Tommy. Second down.
Yeah, it's going to be. We're going to see how this plays out real quick because as having experience of a quarterback playing both ways, it does take a toll. It does take a toll, especially as you get down to the second half, and keeping the play up, right? Because on offense, it's got to make sure he makes the right decisions, and now that's kind of where we need to have the pressure put on the Dos Palos team right here.
Tazi hands it off with a fake jet sweep, but the Broncos sniffed that one out. Felix Garcia was the guy with the tackle. I mean, we thought that this Dos Palos team was going to be tough, and they've shown that they are very tough at the line of scrimmage.
Absolutely. That's one thing that they're very well coached is gap discipline on the line, right? Is they won't bite too hard on anything, so you really have to drive them out of the holes, and that's where we have to. It's a leverage battle with an offense and defense, and we need to see who's going to step up, who's going to be the one gutting it out, to be honest.
That's right, 1 quarter of play in the books here from Coalinga. We have a scoreless ball game. Stay in your chairs. It's a good one. We'll be right back. This is Horned Toad Football on the Toad Streaming Network. One quarter in the books here from Chuck Garner Stadium, a scoreless ball game between the Horned Toads and the Broncos. 1st and 10 for the Toads, marching left to right on your screen. 1 receiver left, 3 to the right. Tazi throws it deep down the far side. Texterius for the ball, but it's going to be an incomplete pass. A little bit of shoving there, Tommy. I mean, a little bit of a rivalry matchup. The coverage was number 21 on our roster. That's Sixto Ibarra, the sophomore wide receiver, and actually a free safety as well, another two-way player. You usually get accustomed to see that in the West Side for high school football.
Oh, definitely. That's what we're used to as a small school, right? We constantly we would love to have a different starting offense and defense up front, but right now we got to put our best athletes on the field and have them make plays, and that's going to be right now. So we'll see what they can make right now on 4th down.
4th down for the Toads. 1 receiver left, 3 to the right. Noah Tazi trying to roll the dice here. Tazi pump fakes, throws it wide open, man in the end zone. That ball will be almost intercepted. Sixto Ibarra was on the coverage, but Gavin Watson was the intended receiver. That will turn the ball over on downs, and I mean, both defenses are flexing their muscles to say the least there, Tommy.
Oh, definitely, and it's going to come down to who can make those big plays, right? Like right there, if maybe that throws a little bit earlier, or if it's a keep by Tossie on that. Got to put pressure on the defenses, right? Make them make the decisions. Have them choose who they're going to defend, to come up or to stay back in coverage.
Now the Broncos will have their 3rd drive of the night so far. As a moth is into our broadcast move a little bit. 1st and 10 will be at the 20-yard line. Broncos moving right to left on your screen. High snap from Van Werf, hands it off to Flores, but he is met by a trio of Toads led by Mario Delgado himself. And I think Mario Delgado has made himself an impact player so far this season.
Absolutely. I mean, and honestly, since he was a freshman, that's the one thing. This senior class, I actually started my first year of coaching when they were freshmen. So seeing these guys grow from freshmen to seniors now, it's been amazing to see.
I knew Mario when I was a senior. He and I were in ag class together. So it's a lot of fun to see all these kids grow up. You see all these freshmen grow up, and now they're great young men. 2nd and 10 for Van Werf. Throws it deep down the field, trying to show his arm strength, but that ball will sail over the head of number 22 for the Broncos. That is Aaron Jones, the senior wide receiver and defensive back. That's a 3rd down. That's another example of how Peyton Van Werf can be that lethal with his arm.
Absolutely. And he has a lot of experience with this Broncos team. Even though he wasn't the starting quarterback last year, he was still an impact player last year. As kind of a utility player, because I was assistant coach with varsity last year, and seeing him now as a thrower, because
Van Werf's sidearms hit over to Flores. I mean,
that was a drop. Yeah, that was a drop.
A drop ball. I mean, like how it skipped across the grass. But that'll bring up a 4th down for the Broncos, and another 3 and out. Or the last drive they had a fake punt that was an incomplete pass. I mean, it's a rivalry game. Rob Coward probably has a bag of tricks on the sideline ready to use on 4th down.
Absolutely. And then, even here, they know they've seen Devin Sanchez here for the last 4 years, and they know that this play he can make a huge impact and change the game, change momentum, and let's see how the Broncos play this punt right here. If they're going to kick it to Devin or keep it away from him.
Devin will be at his own 46-yard line. Here's the snap. Van Werf will do it all. That ball will take, a big bounce. That will take a Bronco bounce inside the 30. Make that the 29-yard line. That's where the Toads will set up shop when we come right back. 10:44 to go here before halftime in a scoreless ball game on Rivalry Night 2022. This is Horned Toad Football on this Toad Streaming Network. Jet sweep. Oh, look at that.
The reverse.
Dylan Texteria with the reverse, but he'll be wrong. The ball comes out. The ball comes out late. Who they say has it? Toads start off the drive with a little bit of trick plays. The Broncos showed their cards to see who got the ball.
Coalinga keeps the ball.
Coalinga will keep the ball as Dylan Texteria is a little bit slow to get up after the play. He kind of looked like he was turned into a wishbone by three different Bronco defenders.
Yeah, no, and Dylan's a player hungry to get back. He's his first game back from injury, so he's hungry right now. Having him sit the last 3 or 4 games has been brutal for him, to say the least.
2nd down and 10 at the 29-yard line. 2 receivers left, one to the right. Richard Welch, Tommy Rico, Brian Welch here for you for the Toad Streaming Network in a scoreless ball game. 2 receivers left, running back to either side. To Noah Tazi, and the Broncos are drawn offsides. Great snap count by Tazi with his mom and dad, older brother and little sister watching on. Noah Tazi being like a modern day Aaron Rodgers, a younger Aaron Rodgers to say the least. Well, actually, Aaron Rodgers did play here.
Yeah,
he did play here when they came with his community college, and Chico came down.
Yeah, Chico came down.
That's right. That's correct. So a lot of different legendary quarterbacks have played here at the Bowl.
No, definitely.
Well, hey, Josh Allen.
My younger brother played against Josh Allen, so yeah, no. He wasn't as big as he is now when he played, but man, could that kid throw. And then, of course, he grows like 4 or 5 inches in college.
Alvarado up the gut, has some room. He breaks free past the 45. Great run by Gustavo Alvarado. And that'll move the sticks for the Horned Toads. The Horned Toads finding some life here and also some momentum there, Tommy.
Oh, definitely. And they just got to keep converting first down. They got to keep driving this ball. Because I'm telling you, they have them having them adjust on the snap count. It takes a huge toll on that defensive line because they're hungry when they want to adjust right on the snap. So when you change the snap count up on them, they have to take a second to think before they can just react off the ball.
1st and 10 will be at the 48-yard line, I should say. One receiver left, 3 to the right. Alvarado as the running back to his left hip. Tazi Throws it to Worth on the near side, but a little bit of a extracurricular. I mean, a good tackle by number 15 for the Broncos. The number 15 on our roster is looking for our number 15. It's Ruben Chavez, I should say. Ruben Chavez, the senior wide receiver and cornerback, giving Wide Roof a nice little bear hug on closing night. Second down and 10. Actually, with the ball at the 47, I should say, as the Toads trying to find something here offensively. In a scoreless ball game, both defenses flexing their muscles in this first half. One receiver left, two to the right. They'll be in the pistol formation. Tazi hands it off. Alvarado up the gut with some room. 45 to the 40, bringing defenders with him. He'll be placed at the 37-yard line. That'll be enough for a first down for the Toads.
You got to keep feeding the rock. You got to keep pushing that line back. They're going to tire out. And you can start seeing some subs on the Dos Palos sideline to clog up those holes. Because with that three-man front, it's being really difficult to stop the run right now.
Gustavo Alvarado coming into tonight has 44.6 yards per game. Here's Alvarado once again. Alvarado up the gut, churning the Broncos secondary and front line together. And that'll be enough for another first down. And as the Horned Toads are literally chewing the clock by running the football and also chewing the clock pretty well there, Tommy.
Oh, definitely. And like I said, with that three front, I don't expect them going away from the run. To keep attacking them, they're spread out right now. And if they're going to keep those guys in, like they did right there.
Tazi throws that deep.
Oh, he's got to react.
And that ball will sail out of the hands of Dylan Texteria. Dylan Texteria has been hot. I mean, that's probably one of Noah Tazi's favorite weapons to go to so far tonight.
Absolutely, because he's missed in the last 5 weeks, right? And so interesting story with number 12 right there for Dos Palos and number 1. Elias actually from the track season. Dylan and Elias went head-to-head several times on the 100 and 200 meter dash, and you have the league champion here, Dylan Teixeira, as the one who came out on top with that. So it's going to be interesting to see them battle. Because I'm pretty sure he doesn't forget. He does not forget, who he lost to in the 100.
Battle each other on the track and also on the football field. Alvarado with the carry, but brought down by Mike Cantu. Actually, both teams trying to push the pile either way. But he was led by the Broncos. Had a what's the word for a quadruple? A quadruple of corral Broncos here tonight. Can I get a double, a triple? I don't know. I forgot about quadruple. Quadruple. We can go quadruple of a corral of Broncos. But it'll be third down for the Toads with 7:18 and counting to go here before halftime. As the Toads trying to find something here offensively. So almost in that red zone.
It looks like they have manned up outside, and it's going to be an interesting matchup right here.
Toads 2x2. Tazi has time. Scampers left. Shovels it away, but that ball is almost intercepted, and that's a dangerous shovel pass by Noah Tazi.
He was looking for Devin Deep, and it closed really quickly.
Well, I mean, you kind of expect that when you have the best player in the West Sierra League, and if you don't triple team Devin Sanchez, you're doing something wrong defensively.
Oh, absolutely, and definitely the Toads definitely miss having Devin and Dylan out there at the same time.
This will bring up a fourth down. As the Toads will try to find something here, as they have tried to roll the dice here many times in this first half. One receiver left, three to the right. Alvarado to his right hip. Here comes Tazi in the gun. Actually, we do his left hip now. Tazi takes the snap, has time, throws that deep down the near side. He has Devin Sanchez. He's into the end zone. That's a Horned Toads touchdown. The Toads strike first with 6:50 to go here before halftime.
That's one of the Toads' favorite formations, to get trips bunched up with Wyatt Worth, Dylan, and Devin Sanchez. And the defense has to figure out who's doing what. And on the right there, they caught him sleeping on that corner route by Devin Sanchez.
That was a great play, as Palacios will do the extra point. Here's the kick. And it's good. 6:50 to go here before halftime. The Horned Toads draw the first blood against the Broncos of Dos Palos High. More action from Chuck Gardner Stadium after this. This is Horned Toad Football on the Toad Streaming Network. $6:50 to go here before halftime. Your Horned Toads lead 7-0 over their arch rivals from Merced County. The Broncos of Dos Palos High. Palacios will do the kickoff. Ball skips and the Broncos will take it. 35. But Mario Delgado said, "Not today, my friend." Wraps him up. Great play. That was number 22 on our roster. Number 22 is actually trying to find number 20. Actually, Aaron Jones, I should say. Aaron Jones with the return for the Broncos. And the Broncos will get another drive. A first half, it would be quite frustrating. What do you think Rob Calvert's thinking on that sideline right there, Tommy?
Trying to figure out what they can do to swing momentum back on their side, right? They have size on the line, a size advantage. Let's see if they go back to that running game with the power leads and things like that to try to push basically the Toads' will back against the wall.
1st and 10 for Van Werf and the Broncos. Van Werf pressured, throws it away. That's actually Flores with a screen pass. That'll be an incomplete pass. 2nd down as the Toads bring the pressure. That's something kind of like you've seen that through the whole first half.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's these quarterbacks are gonna have to get used to it. They're gonna have someone in their face all game long on both sides, and like I said, they just have to stay composed and make those throws.
Because you played for the Toads many years ago, many moons ago,
Yeah.
all the way back when I was 5 years old. The Toads tried to show blitz. What was your favorite memory against Dos Palos?
My favorite memory would probably have to be, I would
Van
say,
Werf.
my junior year.
And that ball was almost intercepted and almost hauled in at the same time. We've seen a lot of craziness here tonight. Intended receiver was number 14 on our roster. Number 14 was on the call. Actually on the call, but was the catch. Well, actually, let's see. Because the Broncos have the horseshoe logo on the side. That's kind of a little bit hard to spot. But that'll bring up 3rd down. But go ahead, Tommy. Go ahead.
I would probably say my junior year. That's the one time we played at Los Palos, and unfortunately it was a loss. But that was a game that everybody contributed. We had huge issues, injuries and things like that, and then just seeing our team rally, right, and just play to the end of the game, right. I think that those are one of the most memorable games is when it comes down to the wire, right. Blowouts, obviously they're fun, right. When you're winning by a lot, those are a lot of fun. But the ones you remember is the ones where you literally leave everything you have on the field.
Van Werf was taken by the turf monster, and that'll bring up 4th down for the Broncos. Devin Sanchez all the way back at his own 30-yard line. Van Werf with the punt. Spiral punt. Devin said that ball will land at the 25-yard line. I think Peyton Van Werf might be a soccer player as well for the Broncos in the wintertime. But that's where the Toads will set up shop when we come right back. Under 6 minutes to go here before halftime. Your Toads lead 7-0 over the Broncos at Dos Palos High. This is Horned Toad Football on the Toad Streaming Network. Under 6 minutes to go here before halftime. Noah Tazi will hand it off up the gut. Alvarado bringing defenders with him. Get some decent yardage for a first down play, second down.
Now we're starting to see Dos Palos kind of close in and bring more people in the box. So we'll see if the Toads take advantage of spreading them out and see if they can try to take advantage over the air.
Will be 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. Actually, 2 by 2. Alvarado to his left hip. Tazi in the gun. Takes the snap, throws a dart, got Sanchez. He turns and burns. Spin move. He breaks another guy's ankles. He's to the 49-yard line. That'll be enough for a Horned Toads first down. Devin Sanchez showing his stuff on senior night.
Oh, definitely. Both these teams want to get their best playmakers in open space to make plays like that, because that is a highlight reel play right there.
Well, that should be on SportsCenter's top 10. I mean, like, hey, break one tackle and break another tackle. Hey, putting those guys on skates. Let's see if they'll do that again. 2 by 2. Alvarado the carry, but the Broncos sniffed that one out. And I guess he was there as always. Number 44, Rico Herrera. That'll bring up second down. That was actually a loss of 2 on the play. Our halftime show will be coming up in a matter of moments. Get a chance to look at the game 1 of the World Series. Talk about that score. I have not seen the score yet. I'm going to keep myself in suspense.
Right.
And also going to get Jason McFarland up here for a basketball preview. All this coming up next on the halftime show. Second down and 12. 3 receivers left, 1 to the right. Tazi in the gun, Alvarado to his left hip. Alvarado up the gut, past midfield, bringing defenders with him. He's bringing a whole truckload of defenders with him.
First down.
Brought down by number 25, Robbins. That'll be enough for a first down for the Toads. And this second quarter clock, Tommy, has gone by that fast just because of how that ground and pound for the Toads has worked.
Absolutely, and like I said, they're catching right now with Dos Palos in between trying to play tough inside and covering the outside. Because they went back to trips right now. Dos Palos expected pass, and they just run right there up the middle.
First and 10 at the 41-yard line. 3 receivers left, 1 to the right. Tazi throws a dart over to Texeria. Texeria has to jump for it. Ooh, and a big collision. Dylan Texeria had to knock off a Bronco helmet, number 15 himself, Ruben Chavez. But Dylan Texeria is saying, hey, you know what? Hey, it's a rivalry game. You got to do what you got to do.
That hand looks healthy now.
Second down at the 35-yard line for the Toads. 3:25 to go here.
Let's see if the Toads will take advantage of the sub-back cornerback, because that is a huge difference in size on that cornerback with number 4 coming in.
And Rob Calvert's not happy with his defense all the way over at the 30-yard line. Yelling at his defense, hey, let's get together here.
Up there, there's Dos Palos making the adjustment, so let's see if they don't go Devin side this time.
Alvarado, he finds some room, 25-20, he's to the 15. Inside the 5, barreling forward, I should say. Inside the 10, Gustavo Alvarado runs up the gut once again.
We saw Dos Palos all of a sudden be confused a little bit there, trying to figure out what to do when when Dylan was calling for the ball. They shift over their safety and just left a huge gap in the middle where he couldn't fill it.
Toads 2 by 2. Alvarado to his right hip. Here comes Tazi in the gun. Tazi. Alvarado finds some room, but brought down by number 45, Garcia. That'll bring up second down as the Toads, Tommy, have found that groove. They've found that Achilles heel in the Broncos' front line and secondary.
Oh, definitely. And I think that's the one thing they're hurting right now is depth on that defensive line, Dos Palos, because they're keeping these guys in this whole drive, and they gotta be tired by now. They gotta be exhausted, backs against the wall, trying to prevent another score right now.
2:03 and counting to go here before halftime. Tazi throws a quick dart to Dylan Texeria. That'll haul that one in. That's a Horned Toads touchdown.
Yeah, they took advantage of that matchup against number 4. Dylan probably has 7-8 inches on him, and just made him jump.
And the Toads extend their lead here. Here's the PAT attempt for the Toads.
Sure, that felt really good for Dylan to get back on the scoring end of things. Offsides.
Kick is up, but a penalty marker flies before the PAT, and it is on the Broncos.
Let's see if they keep a PAT or they go for it.
As a little bit of confusion now, as they will actually move up just a little bit closer, maybe 1 yard. Hey, you know what? Hey, Palacios will do the honors.
Great blocking inside.
Kicks up, and it's good. With under 2 minutes to go here before halftime, it's your Horned Toads leading 14-0 over the Broncos of Dos Palos High. We'll be right back with more action from Chuck Gardner Stadium. This is Horned Toad Football on the Toad Streaming Network. Under 2 minutes to go here before halftime. The Toads leading 14-0. Palacios will kick things off for the Toads in their orange and black uniforms. Palacios kicks it away. Taken once again. Jones. But he's met by a tandem of Toads. I mean, we're not getting tired of saying his name on senior night. Mario Delgado wraps him up. 1st and 10 for the Broncos.
Absolutely, yeah. Mario's always had a nose for the ball. And man, having him at kickoff is a huge weapon for the Toads, because a lot of times, especially in high school football, special teams where you make huge impact plays, and right now the Toads are making all those impact plays on kickoff with any sort of returns, and having big hits like that from Mario Delgado.
As the Toads defense out there once again with a great rest. The Broncos offense still trying to find something going here, Tommy, as they were put in first gear, and they popped the clutch. Now they're in reverse. 1st and 10 as a penalty marker flies, and that will be a penalty marker on Dos Palos. And that was on a wide receiver.
Yeah,
the wide receiver jumped early.
Yeah, these pre-snap penalties, I'm telling you, they are momentum killers. They are drive killers, morale killers. Because you're literally not even running a play and you're going backwards.
That was a yellow penalty marker. Did you see that one of the referees has a pink penalty marker? A pink handkerchief.
I've noticed that today. Is that the one thing when I saw a penalty and all of a sudden I see pink on the field. I was like, oh, that's right. We're in October.
Van Werf pressured. Toads trying to take him out of bounds, but he is forced out of bounds. Peyton Van Werf. He can show how dangerous he is with the legs. I mean, Peyton Van Werf might be playing all the sports for Dos Palos. He'll be playing football, basketball, soccer. Yep. He can probably run good in track, and also I think he play baseball.
Absolutely.
Van Werf is actually a catcher for the Broncos baseball team.
He's got the arm.
Hey, you know what?
We see that a lot with pitchers and catchers are really good quarterbacks.
Van Werf takes the snap, pressure, he'll be brought down in the backfield. Branson Peters wraps him up.
Even though Dos Palos has the size advantage on the line, Branson has speed kills on that edge right there. He's turned that corner, and he beat that right tackle.
Hey, tell us about Branson Peters, Tommy.
He's a kid that I've seen honestly play everything, right? Last year we moved him up to varsity mid-season. He went from being a fullback linebacker to being a defensive end, right? And you see him excel right now on the defensive end front and then even linebacker spot. But I know he's definitely gunning to get the ball again. he loves getting the ball, loves making plays, and again he's making those impact plays on defense.
Was that the Horned Toads take a timeout? We'll take a timeout with them. Horned Toads lead 14-0 over the Broncos of Dos Palos High with 1:15 to go here before halftime. This is Horned Toad football. Actually, we'll just stay right here. Actually, a quick timeout, quick 30-second timeout.
Yeah, expect some sort of screen or some sort of overflow play where they want to try to do some misdirection. Because we got 3rd and long right before the half. You certainly don't want to do anything crazy to get momentum back on the Toad side, but you also don't want to just end at 0 points in the half.
Boy, let's see what they're going to do. 2 by 2. Van Werf in the gun. Flores to his right hip. Van Werf pressured. Rolls right. Nowhere to go. Throws it up. Jump ball situation. Did he haul it in? Yes, he did.
Wow.
Wow.
In a crowd.
Into a sea of traffic.
4th down and 1.
That was actually Jones with the catch.
They're not in any hurry to run any plays right now. They're making subs.
Under a minute to go here at the 39-yard line. 3 receivers left, 1 to the right.
This is dangerous territory for Los Palos right here. Trying to get a big play going with subs in and try to get something going real quick on this 4th down.
Van Werf in the gun, trying to roll the dice, throws it deep down the near side. Got a man, but that ball will be incomplete. Number 16 was on the coverage for the Broncos. That was actually with the catch. That was the intended receiver, I should say, was Bond, but action on the coverage was Devin Sanchez. The Broncos turned the ball over on downs with 25 seconds to go here before halftime. The Toads' offense and defense working pretty well like peanut butter and jelly.
Expect a couple of deep throws right now because I guarantee you they're going to try to push Devin to the white side of the field and then have Dylan be matched up one-on-one on the opposite, on the short side. So let's see what the Broncos do if they're going to keep spread out. I believe the Toads have a couple of timeouts still left, so don't be surprised if they run it and try to get a big run right now.
Well, I mean, hey, if it's not broken, don't fix it. I mean, hey, Gustavo Alvarado, actually, what they're going to do is they're going to put 4 receivers to the left, 1 to the right, Tazi all by himself.
Dylan Teixeira, 1-on-1 at the bottom. Ooh, he called timeout.
And a timeout called by Dos Palos. Rob Calvert did not like what he saw there. I mean, I don't even think we liked what we saw. I mean, that was because I've never seen that before. I actually remember Hanford West. I do some of the PA work for Hoover High in Fresno, and Hanford West had a diamond style wide receiver on the 4 wide receivers on the left and a diamond. I have never seen that before until this season. So the Toads trying to copy a little bit of stuff like that, but we'll be right back. We'll take a quick timeout. We'll stay right here, actually. My apologies. 25 seconds to go here as the Toads lead 14-0 with the Broncos at Dos Palos High in the West Side War.
Yeah, see, now Dos Palos has another over-the-top help for Dylan, but that kind of exposes them on the other side with the quads. So
I like that, the quad. I like that.
3 defenders and 1 over the top on the quad side, so...
Tazi finds Texteria trying to find room, trying to juke. He's going to tiptoe the sideline inside the 25, brought down by number 12 for the Broncos. Now number 12 right there. Number 12, sorry about that. Number 12 with the tackle, I should say. Actually, Malfabon, my apologies. The senior wide receiver and cornerback with the tackle, 1st and 10 at the 24-yard line. Toads trying to find something here. 16.3 seconds to go here.
Expect something similar right now where they're going to... See, now they have Gavin Watson one-on-one, and if they're going to keep that over-the-top help, Dylan has leverage on that outside right there.
Tazi takes a snap. Pressure. Throws it deep down the far side. Got a man, but that ball will be incomplete. Devin Sanchez was the intended receiver. I think Devin Sanchez wanted a penalty flag, but hey, you know what? Hey, you know something? You gotta go. Hey, if you're going up for one of those jump balls, there is going to be contact.
Oh,
there.
absolutely. And one thing Devin Sanchez is really good. He's also a basketball player, so it's kind of like getting a rebound, right? You got to body him up, get your hands up, and make a play.
Also, Jason McFarland must be liking that a lot there.
Definitely.
2nd down and 10 for the Toads. 1 receiver left, 2 to the right. Sanchez will be on the near side of your television screen. Alvarado up that gut, finds some room to the 15-10. Inside the 10-yard line. Gustavo Alvarado with the carry. 5.5 seconds to go here. Let's see They're going to call a timeout, or
Timeout.
they are going to call a timeout.
Someone's hurt. Gustavo Alvarado is down.
Let's see. That might be Gustavo. Kevin Brown, the athletic trainer, out there. We'll step away. 5.5 seconds to go here before halftime. Toads lead 14-0. This is Horned Toad Football on the Toad Streaming Network. Gustavo is up, everybody. He is up. He was jogging around and had his football helmet in hand. But he has to sit out of play. But this will be around 1st and 10 at the 9-yard line. 1st and goal, I should say, actually.
Field goal.
They're going to go. They're going to kick a field goal. 5.5 seconds to go here. Hey, you know what?
Every point matters.
As Mario Delgado will do the field goal. This will be a 24-yard attempt. Here's the kick. Through the uprights. Does it go through? Yes, it does. Mario Delgado can do everything. Tackle and kick.
On senior night.
Wow.
He was actually their kicker to start the season, and Alexa's been a huge help in that aspect. But seeing Mario step in here to end the half with that, again, it's a huge momentum boost. And you see the kids are all really pumped up right now. Right? It's plays like that are going to make a huge difference in this game.
Halftime here in Coalinga as they walk into the locker room with a 17-point lead. They lead 17-0 over the Broncos at Dos Palos High. We'll be right back to our halftime show. This is Horned Toad Football on the Toad Streaming Network. Halftime here from Chuck Garner Stadium. Here's some scores from across the college football landscape tonight. Actually, we'll start from last night. Utah Utes took down the Cougars of Washington State by a score of 21-17. NC State takes down Virginia Tech in a close one, 22-21. Some of the finals here tonight. We have a tied ball game, and Florida International is tied with Louisiana Tech, a battle in the Conference USA. And the Cougars of BYU, my good friend Greg Rebel. The Cougars lose 27-24 over the Pirates of East Carolina University as BYU is struggling this season. Actually, we got the score for you in the Game 1 of the World Series. It is tied at 5 at the end of 8 innings in Houston. It's all Game 1 is actually, we got our special guest. We do not disappoint as we actually uphold our promises here on the Toad Streaming Network. Actually, as my computer decides to play ESPN, it's Jason McFarland, the head coach of the boys varsity squad. Coach, how are you doing today?
Doing great, man. Getting excited about the upcoming season and watching these guys go out here and hopefully secure this league championship for our football program. It's pretty exciting.
I was trying to go back in the record books. When was the last time you think the Toads had a league title?
Oh shoot, for football?
Yeah, for football.
That's a good question. It hasn't been too long though.
Well, 2021 they had the piece of the pie.
Right. There's been several of those where we've been co-champs, but there was some really good years for a while when we first got into the WSL. We were kind of boat racing people. It was fun.
Oh my word! Well, let's talk about some of the basketball. It's like has your schedule has it been released yet?
Yes, it's up on Max Prep, so everything's there except for some of the tournament games. I haven't got those yet because they haven't sent them out to me yet. Max Preps is pretty much up to date to what I have.
So what is opening day for you guys?
First road game at Riverdale on the 30th of November. I think the varsity Toads start at 6 p.m. that night.
Well, hey, hopefully you make the way all the way out to Riverdale, all the way at the end of November. When's the home opener for you guys?
December 12th, and that's going to be a tough one. We've got Sierra Pacific, and they're going to be pretty darn good.
Yeah, the Sierra Pacific Golden Bears, a couple of good friends of mine from this summer, Ryan Cronk and Jacob Maynor, went to Sierra Pacific, so I know how tough the Golden Bears are going to be. Let's talk about your team. I know you guys are starting tryouts. How's the team look this year?
We're going to be young. I mean, we've got about 3 seniors from last year's team, and then a freshman I had pulled up last year will be returning. So we basically only got 4 returners. So that's kind of nerve-wracking, but we're excited. I think we're going to be really good. I mean, the 2 touchdowns that were scored tonight were scored by Toad basketball players, so that's pretty exciting. Devin Sanchez and Pickle. I mean, everybody knows him by Pickle, so I'll just give it to you at that.
Let's talk about these seniors. Also, Devin Sanchez, probably one of the best players we've seen from Coalinga High School on the football side. Also on the basketball side, are you kind of nervous when he's making those big old skirts around on the field?
I've been doing this for quite a while, so we're always sharing athletes with football, but you get a little nervous at this point in the season when any injury is probably going to impact your basketball season. So I get nervous, but at the same time, I've been doing it for so long, I just kind of can't think about it,
So I have this is actually a pretty funny question, Coach. Was there any team you want to face on your schedule that is not on your schedule this season?
At this point right now, I really can't say that because we're so new. Like we're kind of worried about us right now. We're not really thinking about too many other teams. We got to get it. We're kind of going to shift gears and play a little differently this year. So hopefully it works. I mean, you never know with a new group, but we're excited about putting the new offense in and seeing. It's a new old offense. We used to run it, so I think it's going to work really well with this group because we're pretty athletic. We're not very big, but we're pretty athletic. So it's going to be exciting. So no, I can't say that there's somebody we're looking forward to facing. We're looking forward to seeing our guys. That's the exciting part.
But hey, so you want to say anything to the Horned Toad Nation listening tonight on the Toad Streaming Network?
No, I just our Toad Pride program's super exciting to watch. Come out and see us. These guys are definitely going to compete hard. They will not let you down in terms of what you're going to see on the court. We will make the Toad Nation proud. So come out and check us out.
Jason McFarland, everybody. Coach, thank you so much for hopping on. Hey, you going to go to the Save Mart Center tomorrow morning? You know what they're doing at the Save Mart Center tomorrow?
No, I hadn't heard.
Fresno State men's basketball is doing donuts with dunks.
Oh.
Dunks for donuts. So
That sounds exciting.
So they're inviting the whole public to go to the Save Mart Center early in the morning, like at 9 a.m. for a scrimmage. You get free donuts, free coffee. You also get to meet the players up in personal. I mean, Lee Colomario, Destin Whitaker.
Might have to make a trip over there.
Well, you gotta get the. What's your favorite donut, Coach?
I'm an old-fashioned guy. I like the
Old-fashioned.
old-fashioned donut, baby. I don't know why, but I am.
Oh my word. Jason McFarland, everybody. Coach, thank you so much.
Thank you,
We'll be right
brother.
back with the start of the second half. This is Horn Toad Football on the Toad Streaming Network. We go to the second half here from Chuck Gardner Stadium. Your Horton Toads lead 17-0. Brian Welch here with you, as actually Richard Welch and Tommy Rico have left the booth, actually. Well, Mr. Welch, actually, Tommy Rico. Come on, Tommy. You know, and it's actually, here comes Gavin Watson up the kickoff to start off the second half. He's to the 40. He's the midfield tight rope in the sideline. He's to the 41-yard line. First and 10 for the Toads to start off the second half. And a great halftime show. Special thanks to Jason McFarland for hopping on for a nice little basketball preview. But one half in the books, Tommy. And a first half that was dominated, to say the least, by the Toads.
Definitely. So one thing that I've also got updated right now on, they're also tracking Devin Sanchez, closing in 1,000-yard regular season yards. He's at about 960 right now, so he's getting close to hitting that 1,000-yard mark.
And we will find out. Hopefully, we'll find that out when.
As we're playing right now, he's about 960 right now.
960. So probably at the end of the third quarter, he'll probably have 40 yards under his belt. First and 10 for the Toads. Sanchez trying to get to 1,000 yards. Whoa! And he's brought down by a WrestleMania guy, number 12 himself, Malfabon. Malfabon thought he was John Cena with that move. That'll bring up actually second down, I should say. Yeah, second down and 5. As the chain gang, a little bit trying to get themselves going. Were you ever part of the chain gang?
I only did that for Oilers. I helped out a lot with Oilers, for our community service hours. That was one of the things. Again, I'm doing community service, but being out on a football field, that's a great day to me.
I don't blame you one bit. Second down and 5. Tazi dumps it off to Watson. Watson trying to cut and burn to the 30. He's still on his feet, brought down. None other than the quarterback himself, Peyton Van Werf. And that'll be enough for a Horn Toads first down. And Noah Tazi's spreading the wealth out there with his wide receiving core.
Oh, absolutely. He's got a plethora of targets right now, and I think right now going right into playoffs is going to really help the Toads. Noah Tazi builds chemistry with all his receivers even more, because it's been a while since he's had everybody healthy.
And it's a good time. It's a great time to be healthy, in fact.
Oh, definitely.
First and 10 with the Toads going right to left. Alvarado up the gut, trying to find some room, but brought down by a corral of Broncos, led by number 44 himself, Rico Herrera. I'll bring up second down. That ball will be placed at the 23-yard line. And something we've seen that Tommy, that this Horn Toad offense, if Alvarado's there, it's dangerous. It's go time.
Absolutely, and it's great seeing him back on the field. He kind of limped off, but he looks to be healthy again right now. And getting this run game as part of their offense right now, it's a dangerous offense right now, because now you got Dos Palos trying to figure out what the Toads are going to do, because they went to a 5-front now, trying to stop the run.
Tazi takes the snap, has time, throws it deep down the far side to Devin Sanchez. Devin Sanchez hauls it in. Touchdown, Toads! That's a touchdown for the Torn Toads. Wow. Devin Sanchez is probably close enough to that record this season.
He's about 980 right now, so he's closing in.
And that's a great way to start off the second half, my friend. Wow. Here's the extra point for Palacios. Kicks up, does it have the leg? Yes, it does. 9:42 to go here in the third quarter of play. It's the Toads with 24 and the Broncos with 0. We'll be right back. This is Horn Toad Football on the Toads Streaming Network. Under 10 minutes to go here in the third quarter of play. 24-0. Toads lead over the Broncos. Palacios will kick the ball away. That'll be taken by the Broncos. To the 40. To the 49-yard line, I should say. Number 15 with the carry. That was actually Ruben Chavez. Brought down by a pack of Toads. 1st and 10 for the Broncos. As, Tommy, this first half for the Broncos was frustrating to say the least. They had the opportunities. Peyton Van Werf was airing it out, but it's also credit to the Horned Toad defense for playing good man defense.
Oh, absolutely. And, you know, the one thing that I've kind of noticed, too, is they've kind of gotten away from the run with Peyton Van Werf, too. So I think having the two-way players of him playing defense is taking a toll because he's got to be tired out there. I don't think he's left the field because he's on special teams. So I think that's starting to take a toll. So we'll see if we can try to keep that ground game going on the Palos side.
Hands it off up the gut. Flores with some room to the 40. He's to the 35, but brought down by a tandem of Toads. Let's see who that was. That was number 9 himself, Masari Richard, with the tackle. But that's something that the Broncos did effectively, was having Flores run up the gut.
Yeah.
And my question is, as a coach, as a broadcaster, why would they? I mean, I'm not going to critique them, but I mean, like, if it was going that well, then why stop?
I think they want to hit the big play, and I think that's kind of where the Palos needs to kind of settle down and grind the clock like they're doing right now.
Flores up that gut by Wyatt. Werf will get him a bear hug at the line of scrimmage. Great job by the Toads defense for stopping Flores, as Flores is the freshman running back, so the Toads will see him 3 more years in the blue and yellow.
Yeah, no, as a JV coach, he got moved up to varsity, so, I mean, to be a starter up on varsity and be pulled up from the JV team, it's, you know, obviously I was happy I didn't have to see him in the JV team, but, yeah, he's a freshman, and he's only going to get better.
Van Werf dumps it off on the near side. That's Cantu. Cantu gets the 25-yard line. What's also something interesting about this senior class for the Toads, Tommy, is that this was a senior class that was a part of that varsity squad in the spring of 2021, as both the JV squad and the varsity squad combined in that spring season. Also without senior leadership, I mean a lot of seniors, Danny Ferreira, and I hope all our thoughts and prayers of Danny Ferreira and Visalia. He's in the Vice Quia Delta. Dougie Smith, Luke Walker, a lot of those senior leadership. And also Jet Garcia. Jet Garcia looked very refined out there. Actually, as he progressed as a great varsity quarterback, now as under the flock of Justin Berna. Yep. Actually, right across the way, we've seen Jet Garcia play a couple times on the Falcons Audio Network. But second down for the Broncos, as the Broncos have found their niche. They've found their way to get the ball down the field, and it's led by the freshman himself, Flores.
So let's see how the Toads respond right now.
Van Werf fakes the handoff, dumps it off, man wide open to the 20. But Jaden Pena was going to roll him down to the ground. That's a trio of Toads. What a play. And the Toads will stop him. We'll actually stuff him for 3rd down.
Yeah, this is where Das Palos is stuck in this tricky situation right now. It's, you know, do they keep running the ball on 3rd and 5? Or try to get more yards through the air? It's kind of that chess game that they've been playing all game long. So it's interesting to see what the play call is going to be here.
Let's see what the call will be. There actually will be a timeout for the Toads with 7:06 to go here in the third quarter of play. We'll take a timeout with them. Horned Toads lead 25? 25 or 24? 24. Cleat Walker fixed the issue already. But 24-0. Toads lead over the Broncos. We'll be right back. Do not leave your chairs. This is Horned Toad football on the Toad Streaming Network. Third down, the ball's on the carpet. Let's see who's going to have it. Toads say they do. Toads signaling they do have it. And it is Horned Toad ball.
Cool, man. That's the last thing Dos Palos needed right now.
This crowd is going ballistic here at Chuck Gardner Stadium. 1st and 10 for the Toads. They lead by 24-0 over the Broncos at Dos Palos High. 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line. That is a stop the defense needed right there because the Broncos had some momentum there, Tommy.
Yeah, oh, definitely. And right now, let's see if the Toads can keep pounding away at that Broncos defense and make them make more adjustments. Right now, they have a 6 front or 5 front, and let's see what they do.
Tazi hands it off. Alvarado down the near side to the 30. He's to the 40-yard line. Peyton Van Werf trying to pull his jersey just a little bit there. But just number 24 himself, Gustavo Alvarado, the junior running back, has flexed his muscles so far tonight there, Tommy.
Oh, definitely.
So actually this ball will be a new set of downs. The ball will be placed at the 42-yard line. Under 7 minutes to go here in the 3rd quarter of play. Toads lead by 24-0 over the Broncos. I don't think this is what head coach of the Broncos, Rob Calvert, had envisioned tonight here at Chuck Gardner Stadium.
Oh, definitely, especially after coming in last year and coming away with the win against us. This is definitely the last thing they expected from us.
Watson at midfield, nice spin move, got right to the first down marker, and that will be enough for a Horned Toad first down as the Toads are found their way. Marching right to left on your screen, that ball will be placed at the 48-yard line in Dos Palos country. Toads trying to find something here offensively. Trying to milk the clock as well. Under 7 to go here, 6:21 to go in the 3rd quarter of play. 1 receiver left, 2 to the right. Tazi fakes the handoff, bootlegs to the left. Tazi has time. Throws it, ball tipped up, and what a grab by Wyatt Worth! That ball was deflected, and Wyatt Worth's able to snatch that one away. Now bring up 2nd down. A great play by the Toads, and also great hands by Mr. Worth himself.
Oh, absolutely. And, just one more second, I think he had Dylan Teixeira deep down the field open. It's just, being hurried. Has to make a decision, find an open target, and he found an open target right now with Wyatt Worth.
As that'll bring up 2nd down at the 39-yard line. The first down marker's at the 38. Toads trying to find something here offensively. Trying to pull a rabbit out of the hat here. As Noah Tazi is the head magician. 2 receivers left, 1 to the right, 2 running backs either side. Tazi hands it off to Alvarado up the gut, finds some room, gets the first down and then some, but is brought down by a freight train and corral of Broncos led by number 44, Rico Herrera. We've called Herrera's name a lot tonight. That'll move the chains for the Toads there, Tommy.
Definitely, and even when Dos Palos trying to load the box, they had 7 in the box that time. They just do not have an answer for this Horned Toad running attack.
Or should I say the Horned Toad freight train, I should say.
Right?
Horned Toad freight train. Hey, they need to make some T-shirts for that.
Yeah,
put a train and have the Horned Toad logo on the side. Hey, you know what? That's the next fundraiser for you guys next year.
Perfect. Sounds good to me.
Horned Toads 2x2. Going right to left on your screen. Alvarado to his left tip. Tazi throws. That ball is deflected right away. Felix Garcia said, "No, I'm going to deflect that one away." This is like the drive that we've seen the most physicality from the Broncos in the second half.
Definitely, they know that they have to make some sort of stand right now, or this game's going to get even more out of hand. They are running, like I said, 3rd quarter, bring up 4 scores. Definitely, they need something right now, and they're trying to grasp, they're trying to load the box, and trying to catch the Toads in a mistake.
Rob Calvert's probably not happy on the sideline. Every play, every time is a down in the play. He's out on the field just yelling at his defense, "Hey, we need to stop." But the Toads
going empty.
Tazi fakes the handoff. That ball is deflected once again, and this Broncos defense is deflecting everything. It's like a ricocheted biscuit on the defensive side.
Oh, definitely. They're trying to find any way to get their hands on the balls, because they know that if they can't get pressure on the Toads, they're having to at least try to disrupt passes and stop all these completions that Noah Tazi has been able to get all game long.
Well, actually, there was a penalty marker on the field. Actually, the pink handkerchief came out there. Now bring up 2nd down. That was a holding call on the Toads, as something that this drive has we have not said all night long, Tommy, that this drive has been falling apart. I mean, this is something that is uncharacteristic throughout this evening.
Oh, definitely. And like I said, it'd be interesting to see what the Toads reply right now, especially with the Palos going back to a forefront now. So really spread out, and kind of trying to catch them in this in-between game right now.
Tazi, quick dart to Sanchez, 35. He's to the 30. Scoots to the 26, still on his feet, but is brought down by a corral of Broncos, led by number 1 himself, Julio Garcia, the junior running back and middle linebacker, 5.2 tackles per game for the Broncos so far. First time we've called his name tonight.
Yeah, I think we're maybe a couple of yards away from Devin Sanchez hitting that 1,000-yard mark, and interesting to see if the Toads are going to give him out right now. He has a lot of. Ooh.
Alvarado bounces off one tackler, still keeping defenders want him. He's going to be enough for a first down. Now move the sticks for the Toads, as the Toads have found something here offensively. As actually the name is number 24 himself, Gustavo Alvarado, the junior running back, who's coming to tonight's game of 44.6 yards per game tonight and 8 touchdowns so far. And actually, the public address announcer, 1,000 yards. They have said that Devin Sanchez has hit the 1,000-yard mark. I think that might have made him our player of the game. Tazi, quick slant over to Sanchez. Sanchez, the 1,000-yard man himself, to the 15, inside the 15. Actually, a little bit of a collision with a Bronco. None other than, let's see who that was. It's actually number 20, I believe.
I think so, yeah.
As actually number 20, Alberto Escobedo, the senior cornerback and wide receiver, first and goal in that red zone. As actually, we just got a notification. Game 1 of the World Series is going into extra innings.
Oh, all right.
Hey, it was tied up at 5 apiece at halftime at Minute Maid Park in Houston. Are you going for the Astros? Or are you going for the Phillies?
I'm favoring the Astros. Actually, earlier this year, I got to watch a game at Minute Maid Park this year when I went to Texas in May. That's a beautiful stadium, I'll tell you that much right now. And the Astros fans they're something else. They are loud, they are proud for their team, and and right now I'm sure that stadium is rocking.
Because did you see the train at the stadium?
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's much louder person when they blow that horn.
Oh my gosh. Woo! Toads 2-by-2 in that red zone. Second and goal. Tazi in the gun. Alvarado to his right hip. Tazi takes the snap. Half-time throws the dart down the middle. Down the side. Kevin Watson hauls it in. That's a Horton Toads touchdown.
Ooh, man, the Toads is making play after play. This is definitely.
Wow.
They're getting right into gear just in time for playoffs, and I'm excited to see what kind of playoff run they make. Obviously, tomorrow we'll find out what their seeding is and all the playoff brackets, and I mean, there's a whole lot that could change tonight, right? That movement in Division 4 to Division 5, so there's a whole lot. And we have
Stephanie Camacho, the homecoming queen herself. Her Majesty will do the point after. Kicks up, doesn't have the leg. No, it will not be good. But a good try by Stephanie Camacho as the Toads lead 3-0 over the Broncos at Dos Palos High with 2:17 to go here in the third quarter of play. Do not leave your chairs. It's a good one. This is Horned Toad Football on the Toad Streaming Network. .2:17 to go here in the third quarter of play. Kickoff for the Broncos. That's Chavez. That's where Peyton Van Werf will set things up here for the Broncos as Horned Toads trying to stop the Broncos here defensively. They've done a great job tonight. And along with Richard Welch, Tommy Rico, I'm Brian Welch here for the Toad Streaming Network. It's been a great actually a great senior night, I should say, for the Toads as they lead 30-0. And a third quarter that has been frustrating to say the least. Rob Calvert is not happy about how his team's performing tonight, Tommy.
Oh, definitely not. You know, they've been inconsistent with sustaining drives. They found something that worked with their ground game, but again, they went away from it for whatever reason, and it bit them hard in the butt right now. So let's see if they make that adjustment. It's still going over the air.
Frozen. What was that? It's actually Van Wert trying to throw it over to Flores for a screen, but a little bit of a miscommunication right there.
Yeah, you can tell that he hasn't had a lot of time up there at the varsity squad, so that communication isn't quite there yet with Van Wert. But that's one of the big things that they want to do is to get their best players out on the outside making plays, just like we've seen the Toads do. We get these little short out routes and then have them make plays, right? And Los Palos hasn't been able to do it.
2nd and 10, Van Werf has time, throws it deep down the near side. Got a man wide open. It's going to be number 13. It's Kentu. Kentu down the sideline. And that will be a touchdown for the Broncos. The Broncos get their first points of the night, courtesy of Mike Kentu. Wow.
Yeah, that's that's what they want. They want those big plays. That's what their offense is built on. And let's see if they can capitalize on any of this momentum going. They got to make stops on defense. Big plays like that does energize the team, right? So let's see if the defense can tap into that energy, and let's see what they got right now, right? Let's see what they got, what they can do to stop the Horned Toad attack.
As they will actually
trying to go for 2, but they don't have a holder out there. I'll go for 1, but
okay. So they're looking for a. How many players do they have? 10 out there?
They have 10. They don't have a holder out there.
Because Montemurro, the second string quarterback, the senior for the Broncos, is out there. So actually they're going to get an extra man in there. That's actually Cantu who actually scored the touchdown.
Yeah.
Was unable to get a breath. Here's the PAT. Has the leg. And it's good. So the Broncos get their first points of the night with under 2 minutes to go here in the third quarter of play. It's the Toads of 30 and the Broncos of 7. We'll be right back with more action from Chuck Garner Stadium after this. This is Horned Toad Football on the Toad Streaming Network. Under 2 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Play onside kick, and the Toads are able to sniff that one out.
Devin Sanchez again.
Devin Sanchez on senior night. I think we have a player of the game. I think we do.
I think so.
Devin Sanchez, who had his heart broken in that spring season of 2021, if you remember that very well. Jet Garcia, I should say, did a bootleg out 4th and 1 on that south side of the end zone.
Yeah, right here.
And that was a play that changed Devin Sanchez.
Absolutely.
It made Devin Sanchez a better player, better student in the classroom. That's where he's going. He's going back. He has an offer from Stormy Rock. Or Stormy,
something Rock.
Yeah, Stormy Rock. One of those universities all the way back in Pennsylvania. Alvarado trying to find some room.
Giving Devin a run for his money for player of the game.
Hey, well, we both have him up here. I mean, hey, you know what? We'll have that for you, the post-game show. Yeah. 1:38 to go here in the third quarter of play is actually, I think Gustavo's down again. Penalty marker flies. As actually, I think a coach just got ejected. A lot of things going on. We might have a coach ejected. So many things going on over here. Let's see. Because we know, I think it is Alvarado. It is Alvarado.
I'm not sure if he's suffering from cramps or if he hurt something. So
let's see what the call will be.
Or is it on
unsportsmanlike conduct? No. On the Toads.
I think the Palos expected it to be on them. They were backing up, so the crowd is definitely letting them hear it.
And Mike Cantu is actually rubbing the crowd, saying, "Hey, come on, let's keep booing." But they'll put the ball back at the 45-yard line after the penalty. It's actually that Alvarado has to crawl off the field. Looks like it is his left leg to be exact. But that'll be second down and 20 miles at the 45-yard line of Coalinga. As the Toads are down one of their star running backs, Tommy.
Definitely, and it's definitely a big blow to them, because he's been the catalyst of them being able to have a multi-front attack. So let's see what they do. It might be, I'm not sure if I think it's cramps. Yeah, it looks like it's cramps.
He had some cramps during the Fireball game last time I was able to do a game for Coalinga. Tazi throws it deep. That ball's deflected and intercepted. Intercepted by the Broncos. Going the other way. To the 20. To the 10. He's into the end zone. Touchdown Broncos. That's Elias E. Malfabon. And the script has flipped here in Coalinga.
Definitely dangerous territory right now for the Toads. They need to, settle down right now, get back into what's working for them. They have backup Ray Osuna in there at running back that as last time he was in as a spell back, he broke an 80-yard touchdown run. So they definitely, need to rely on that running game. Ray Osuna definitely, as a junior, not new to being running back, so he's got that experience for them that hopefully try to get back into that and just control the game from now on, right? Because now last thing you want to do is give those Palos any sort of additional momentum right now.
Kicks up and it's good. We have a new ball game here in Coalinga. It's the Toads with 30. And the Broncos, was that good? Yeah, that was a good kick. 30-14 Toads lead. We'll be right back. Do not leave your chairs. This thing has just got interesting. This is Horn Toad Football on the Toad Streaming Network. .109 to go here in the third quarter of play. This ball game has gotten interesting as two quick scores from the Broncos. Richard Welch, Tommy Rico, Brian Welch here for you as the Broncos will kick it away. Something that they have not done all night long after a touchdown. Texeria will take it to the 5. Texeria on the far side trying to make some magic. Tiptoes the sideline but brought down by number 17 for the Broncos. Number 17 on our roster is Mark Chavez, a junior fullback and linebacker. This game has got a little bit interesting, just a little bit.
And so, we referenced that the spring 2021 season against Dos Palos, the heartbreaker. Mm-hmm. That is one that Dos Palos also came back in, right? So that's the one thing we want to try to avoid. especially the history between Coalinga and Palos, right? We want to make sure that we keep everything going on the Coalinga sideline momentum-wise, and not have that letdown, right? Because that's the last thing we need right now, especially these seniors on this senior night.
As that was actually a very interesting game, because actually the star quarterback for the Broncos that season was Trent Calvert.
Yeah.
Trent Calvert had to sit out that first half.
Yep.
And he came back in that second half, and it was guns a-blazing. And it was a shootout as Ray Osuna trying to find some room, but brought down by a corral of Broncos. As that is Osuna. Yes, we are. Osuna with the carry. As Mario Delgado is looking for him down the sideline. As we'll get ready to go here, second down at the 20-yard line. Going right to left on your screen. The Toads lead 30-14. Alvarado's on the sideline. He's about ready to go back in.
You see, Dos Palos has made a change at cornerback of who's guarding Dylan Teixeira. So
Tazi trying to escape, but he's not going to be able to get down there in time.
Up slowly.
And that was number 44, Rico Herrera. Noah Tazi slow to get up. Noah Tazi, the gunslinger for the Toads, and we might have a change.
Try to go a wildcat right now. Well, fourth quarter, I think they're gonna let it go to quarter break. Check out Noah Tassi and give Wyatt Worth a little bit of time to get ready for to come in right now to start the fourth quarter.
Wyatt Worth has had a lot of hats on tonight. You have to put the quarterback hat on, as that will be the final play of the third quarter. An interesting one here in Coalinga. It's the Toads with 30 and the Broncos with 14. We'll be right back. One more quarter to go. This is Horned Toad Football on the Toad Streaming Network. We go to the fourth quarter of play from Chuck Garner Stadium. A third down for the Toads. Wyatt Worth, the quarterback.
They're loading the box on him, expecting Wildcat. And
Worth with the Wildcat, trying to push forward, but it will not be enough as he's brought down by a corral of Broncos. That by number 45, Felix Garcia. That'll bring up fourth down, and the punt unit will come onto the field there, Tommy, as this Horned Toad offense is falling apart. Not much. It's not like big holes, but small cracks around the offensive line and also at the quarterback position. We have not. Noah's actually right in front of your screen, right in front of the American flag, as I think the wind just got knocked out of him, actually.
Yeah, I think so. I think he landed right on the ball.
Here's the kick from Worth, doing everything. The ball's muffed! Ball's on the carpet! Ball's on the carpet! And Masari Richards wraps him up at the 29-yard line. Great ball control. Actually, great defensive strategy for the Toads there as that turf monster gets him. And the Broncos will get the ball with 11-12 to go here in regulation.
Absolutely. And Masari Richards only a sophomore. I mean, this is a very young Horned Toad football team that is going to be lights out to see the next couple of years. So it's exciting stuff to see.
First and 10 at the 30-yard line on the far side of your television screen. As the Broncos have had some life. 2 scores in the third quarter. The first 2 scores of the night here, trying to get something going here. The Broncos will be 2 by 2. Van Werf in the gun. Van Werf. Pressure, it throws a dart, got a man wide open. On the far side, but Mario Delgado on senior night wraps him up big time. Now bring up second down.
Yeah, we've seen a very little run now from Peyton Van Worth. Even right now with the Toads, they had 5 men in the box, and then for whatever reason, those Palos are refusing to run the ball. And so we'll see if that continues, and see if the Toads keep playing it tough. Because they don't have a lot of.
Van Wert throws it deep down the field. That ball is almost intercepted. Mike Kent, too, was the intended receiver. But this Toad secondary is playing tough.
Another sophomore, Luke Bourgeois, is just, man, this secondary is bringing it. I mean, very close to making an interception right there. He's had a great sophomore year.
Well, this Horned Toad team already has an interception on Peyton Van Wert on that opening drive to start out the contest. A critical third down for the Broncos. 3 receivers left, 1 to the right. Van Wert in the gun. Flores to his right hip. Flores with the carry. Did he get to the first down marker?
Yeah, they get that first
down. They are going to give him forward progress, and that will move the sticks for the Broncos. As the Broncos try and chew a little bit of clock here, but time is not on their side. With 10:23 in counting to go here in regulation. As Toads lead 30-14, the crowd is getting into it here.
As long as the Toads don't give them a big play right now, like I said, you want them to do this, right? They have to slowly move their game.
Flores with the carry, but Jaden Pena wraps him up at the line of scrimmage.
Another sophomore is making huge plays on this team. It's just, I'm telling you, it's an incredible sight. I think the majority of the secondary are all sophomores.
They are all sophomores.
They're all sophomores, yeah.
And that's the scary thing. They're all sophomores. Exactly. They're all sophomores. Second down and 10. 1 receiver left. 3 to the right. Van Wert in the gun. Takes the snap. Has time for the deep down the far side. Ball's going to be caught. It's going to be Luke Schwozowoda breaks the play. But penalty markers fly. Not 1, but 2.
You might call that a helmet, but it's hard, right? We're making a play. It's a bang play. That's a tough call. That's a tough call.
Malfabon is down. That was the intended receiver. Both training staffs are running over to check if he's okay. Because that was a hard collision, to say the least. We'll see what the penalty marker will be. But both of the pink handkerchiefs were flying out there.
It's so hard to tell full speed, right? It looked like he was leading with his hand, but he could have still made contact with the helmet. So I'm telling you, it's tough. Especially how fast these athletes are. It's so hard. Just a game of inches, right? A couple inches to the right, and probably not a penalty.
And it will be a targeting call on the Toads. And the crowd is not happy about that, about the call, as Malfabon is down. Malfabon has been a big part in this offense all night long in this Broncos squad. As this will be upset. Actually, he is still up. He's still on the ground, I should say. We'll step away. 9:36 to go here in regulation. Toads lead 30-14 over the Broncos. We'll be right back. This is Horned Toad Football on the Toad Streaming Network. Malfabon is up. And he's on the sideline. 9:36 to go here in regulation. Richard Welch, Tommy Rico, Brian Welch here for you for the Toad Stream Network. As a penalty on Luke Wojawota, and that it was a bizarre play how it unfolded there, Tommy, but that will bring up 1st and 10 for the Broncos as the Toads will try to stop the Broncos. Toads, their orange and black uniforms, black helmets, the orange C with the horn tail logo in the middle. Van Werf gets over to Flores, but that'll be an incomplete pass.
Great disruption by Angel Luna right there as that right defensive end. Getting his hands up, not having a clear throwing lane to the outside because he had room. He had room, and just, that's the one thing you want to try to limit those plays by the playmakers.
And that'll bring up 2nd down for the Broncos. The Broncos in their white uniforms, yellow helmets with the blue stripe down the middle. Also with that Indianapolis Colts horseshoe on the side. Actually, a good friend of mine, Paul Leffler, the play-by-play voice for Fresno State, went to Los Banos, so he knows a lot about a big throw, and Luke Wojawota is able to break that play up. Great job by Luke Wojawota for breaking that one up. That'll bring up a 3rd down for the Broncos with 9:27 to go here in regulation.
Yeah, Luke Wojawota is definitely making a statement all year long, right? And it's hard. If you're in an opposing team, who do you throw to, right? You're throwing against Gavin Watson, Luke Wojawota, Devin Sanchez, Jaden Pena. I mean, pick.
hey, just waiting 2 years.
Yeah.
Just waiting 2 years. Throws it across the way, gets it over to Camp. Actually, will get it over number 12. That's Malfabon. Malfabon down the near side.
Mario Delgado just making sure that he's feeling that tomorrow.
That'll be enough for a 1st down, but Paul Leffler, play-by-play voice for Fresno State, went to Los Banos, the former Tiger himself. I think he's listening to the broadcast tonight, so shout out to Paul Leffler. But he knows really a lot about the Dos Palos, Los Banos rivalry, the battle for the old hay bale. Actually, this will bring up
the official timeout.
As we...
Okay.
I think I'm going to try and move the clock, but here we go. One receiver left, free to the right. Van Werf in the gun, takes a snap, has time, pressured, rolls right, throws it, got a man wide open. That ball's caught. And a good catch. That was number 21. Number 21 on our roster was Sixto Ibarra. Sixto Ibarra so far this season, 6 touchdown passes, 6 touchdown catches, I should say. The sophomores, probably will see him for another 2 years.
Oh, definitely. And then this Toad zone is just making Dos Palos having to earn every yard. They can't take the big plays that they want.
Van Werf was forced out of bounds.
It's going to be a sack, yeah.
That will be a sack. Branson Peters saying, hey, you know what? Hey, I want that stat. Branson Peters is Branson Peters has been having a lot of chats with the white hat tonight, the head referee.
Absolutely. Like I said, Dos Palos needs to make a play. The Toads are making them work for every yard. As long as they don't give up the big play over the top, Dos Palos is starting to run out of time, right? And let's see what they do right now. Van
Werf throws that dart down the middle. That ball's caught by Cantu. Did he haul it in? Yes, he did. Touchdown Broncos. And the Broncos have made it interesting.
Ooh. They got to go for 2.
They're going to have to go for 2 to make this one in, to tie this thing up. Wow. Actually, Dos Palos brought their radio crew out here.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, exactly. I'm trying to, because I don't know. It's actually a good friend of mine. Who does actually is a referee in the Central Section.
Oh, cool.
Went to DP actually. Was I know his name. Actually, got a good friend of mine.
Here's the 2-point attempt real quick.
Mr. David from Dos Palos is actually reffing the Revolutionary Bowl. And that'll be that 2-point conversion. That will get it a bar with the 2-point conversion.
That's a 1-score game.
It's a 1-score game here in Coalinga. It's the Toads with 30 and the Broncos of 22. We'll be right back. It's on the line, folks. A West Sierra League trophy is on the line here. We'll be right back. This is Horned Toad Football on the Toad Streaming Network. 8:26 to go here in regulation. 30-22, Toads lead over the Broncos of Dos Palos High. Something interesting, a second half that has been all Broncos. It was dominated by the Toads in the first half, but it's been the Broncos from Dos Palos in the south of Merced County. Broncos will be kicking off right to left on your screen, on your television screen tonight. Glad to have you along here for some Friday Night Lights.
Right to Dylan Teixeira.
Dylan Teixeira trying to find some room. Hurdles a guy! Dylan Teixeira goes forward, but you can't hurdle in high school. You can't do that. I think Dylan Teixeira's watched a little too much Nico Remigio highlight videos from Fresno State. As there's penalty markers flying all over the place.
Is that a personal foul? Oh.
Actually, free personal fouls. Actually, our spotter Richard Welch, as well as the camera guy, said free flags, 2 pink flags and a yellow. Actually, I think 4 flags. So there's 3 pink flags, and another one is actually. Let's see what the call will be. Is actually Dylan Teixeira is actually trying to be like Nico Remigio. Hopefully, we'll see a lot of those tomorrow night as the Bulldogs will take on the Aztecs of San Diego State for the old oil can trophy.
Oh, sideline warning.
And it will be a sideline warning on the Toads. And the Toad Nation is not happy.
Toads have to play it smart here. They got to grind some clock. They got to get momentum back on their side because right now it's all on Dos Palos. So they really got to try to see if they can reestablish that ground game. And let's see what how the Toads respond right now because it's gotten going from a blowout to now it's a 1-score game. It's going to be close for the title.
It's all on the line, all the cookies, all the milk, all the tomatoes on the line here. 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. Tazi in the gun, running back to either side. Hands it off. That's Osuna. Osuna trying to break tackles. Gets past the 25-yard line. But the one thing is the Toads are chewing the clock. That is something they need to do to ensure victory here tonight.
Absolutely. I'm not sure if Gustavo Alvarado is not able to return to the game, but like I said, Ray Osuna is a very capable back. Right now lost his footing, but he could have probably had a bigger gain on that.
Here they go as the Horned Toads break the huddle. Under 8 minutes to go here in regulation. 30-22, Toads lead. Toads 2-2. Osuna the tailback. Tazi takes the snap, dumps it off. That ball tipped up and almost intercepted. That front line for the Broncos putting their arms up. And that whole entire second half, they are figuring out how to stop Noah Tazi.
Oh, definitely.
As that will be bring up a third down, a critical third down. Rob Calvert, who's been vocal all night long. I think he wants to get some pads on and join the defense because he's been out there all night long.
Oh, absolutely. He's trying to get his team fired up. They know they got everything running on their side. So right here is a crucial third down where let's see if Dos Palos can make another stop or if the Toads continue to convert here on first down or on third down.
Third down, 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Toads will be in that pistol formation. Tazi hands it up on the carpet, but the Toads say they recovered. Let's see what the call will be. Actually, that ball was down by contact as actually the Toads survived, but it will be a 4th down. And for the Toads, you're getting a little bit nervous because you do not want to give more ammunition to this Dos Palos squad because they're not afraid to use it.
Absolutely.
As that will bring up a 4th down, something that we've grown accustomed to in the second half. It's been the Toads punting.
Absolutely. Let's see if Dos Palos looks trying to set up a return with Peyton Van Worth back there. Seeing what they can get.
They're going to have Van Worth as a blocker.
He's got open field.
Malfamon to midfield, trying to track him down the sideline. And he will step out of bounds. They're actually going to say he stepped out of bounds at the 39-yard line. I don't think that Dos Palos sideline is. I don't think they're happy about that call, because if that did not go the way that we wanted, if the Broncos had this way, if they were able to find that way, that they weren't able to, if they were not able to step out of bounds, it would change the whole game.
Yeah, that would have been a big return because he was still running. He was still running.
He might have been
right.
He might have been running all the way to Dos Palos.
Yeah.
Here they go, 1st and 10, critical drive for the Broncos, going right to left on your screen. Under 7 minutes to go here in regulation. Van Werf takes the snap. Pressured.
Pressure. He's running.
Van Werf, but he'll be brought down by a trio of Toads.
The clock running.
Led by none other than Mario Delgado himself. Mario Delgado having a career night for the Toads so far. Mario Delgado, 12.7 tackles per game coming into the night. I think he's gone over his average. In fact, make that 15, I believe. We'll find out in the final stats, but something impressive as this Horn-Toe defense trying to hold firm. 2nd down, 3 receivers left, 1 to the right. Van Werf hands it off to Flores. Flores up the gut, but brought down by a trio of Toads. That was none other than number 56 himself, Angel Hurtado, wearing Luke Walker's old number 56. Now bring up a 3rd down for the Toads. A critical 3rd down here, Tommy.
Oh, definitely. Let's see. Looks like let's probably not keep it on the ground. They're going to the air. They're going to the air. The first reach not there.
Throws it. That ball will sail out of the center. Are they going to call it?
There was nobody in the area.
No one was in that 209 or the 559 area code right there, my friend.
All right.
That'll bring up 4th down for the Broncos.
No, this is not going to call it. Here we go.
It's the ball game, folks. It's the ball game. 4th down.
This Palos trying to keep their season alive, and this Coalinga crowd really letting them hear it.
Our booth is actually shaking because that's how loud it is. 4th down, 1 receiver left, 2 to the right. And Werf, and the penalty marker flies. Each line's pointing at each other. Who had it? A false start on the Broncos.
Wow, that is a huge blow to the Broncos. I'm telling you, those false starts, they crush you, right? Because you're literally giving yards to that defense, and you've already had to claw for every single yard, and to just give them 5, right? Make this now a 4th and 7. Now it changes it up to they have to throw it.
This is the ball game, folks. This is the ball game.
They got to throw it against this basically sophomore secondary, and let's see if Toads can make a play with their safeties creeping up.
Van Werf
getting pressure.
Throws it deep. Got a man. Did he get to the forward progress? Luke Wojawara wraps him up. I don't think he got there. He did not.
He did not. That turnaround just did not. That took away all the momentum. He was down, but he kept running backwards and then made a move. And I think that's what the officials called it. You know, if you were kept running out of bounds, they probably would have called forward progress when he caught the ball. But when he made that little turn to try to make Luke Bourgeois miss, and all of a sudden now reestablished where the momentum stopped.
Broncos turn the ball over on downs. 1st and 10 for the Toads. With 5 minutes, actually 5:03 to go here in regulation. Toads lead by 8, 30-22. There'll be 1 receiver left, 2 to the right. 2 running backs in the backfield in that pistol. Hands it off up the gut. Osuna bringing. Ball comes out late, but they're going to say by contact. Down by the ground.
You say he was down, yeah. The officials are calling him down.
Ball he plays at the 40-yard line. I think if that ball came out and that was recovered by the Broncos, I think this place might have erupted.
Right.
That ball will be at the 40-yard line. Under 5 minutes to go here in regulation. Toads lead by 8.
Toads are a couple of first downs away from icing this game. They have to keep pounding the ball on them. And let's see, like I said, they've been going into this kind of more like a power pistol package with Wyatt and Ray Osuna back there. And like I said, they're making Dos Palos play tight up front.
1 receiver left, 2 to the right. Tazi in the gun. Hands it off. Osuna bringing tacklers with him. He's going to drag tacklers with him for a 1st down.
Ray Osuna stepped up big time in this 4th quarter, filling in for Gustavo Alvarado. I believe is it Dos Palos calling a timeout to try to get this momentum off the Toads' shoulders. And I'm telling you right now, this Horton football with this ground game has really found its stride.
We'll take a timeout with them. 4:08 to go here in regulation. Toads lead 30-22. We'll be right back. This is Horned Toad Football on the Toad Streaming Network. .408 to go here in regulation. 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. Osuna up the gut.
That power game is just...
Bringing tacklers with him, a corral of Broncos, led by Julio Garcia, the junior running back and middle linebacker.
And timeout Dos Palos. They make Toads right now, making them burn all the timeouts. So they just got to get, like I said, one more conversion, and I think they can really ice this game, pin this game away. But yeah, no, this Palos team is just trying to find answers, right, for this ground game, right? How many more can they commit to the box? But like I said, they commit too much. You have Devin Sanchez on the outside, you have Dylan Teixeira, Gavin Watson. So like I said, pick your poison for Dos Palos.
Well, I mean, if you're not covering one guy, you're going to leave the other guy open. As actually, we do have a final from Houston. The Phillies take Game 1 in the World Series. So we were talking about that during the commercial break. You being a huge Astros fan, yeah, you being going to Minute Maid Park. Are you gonna? So you have an Astros hat then?
So I'm actually a Giants fan. I was just in.
They both have orange.
Yeah,
they both have orange.
I was in Houston, and while I'm in Houston, there was a game that weekend, and I checked it out, and like I said, Minute Maid Park is definitely a special park too. It's pretty cool in there. But
here's the toss from Osuna.
Ooh.
I don't think they play football at Minute Maid. I know they play it at Globe Life.
Yeah, but not at Minute Maid.
Because actually at Globe Life, they're going to host Air Force and Army in the next couple of weeks. That's actually going to be a lot of fun because if Air Force beats Army, they'll take the Commander-in-Chief trophy. I believe that.
Yeah.
So Air Force is actually, because Air Force has been kind of stuck right now in the Mountain West Conference. Actually, Dos Palos will take their final timeout as something that we have, I think, Jose Pease and the Torn Toads have kind of played in their favor, kind of burning the time, having the Broncos burn their timeouts.
Let's see what play Ryan Reed calls right here on 3rd and 7. Like I said, does they keep the ball on the ground and run more time off the clock, but then you risk not covering the first down, or you go through the air, right, and make the Dos Palos defend the whole field. So it's going to be an interesting play call right here. What they come out, Dos Palos. Yeah, a 5-man front. They're manned up all across the board, so they're gonna try to. Oh, they jump. Who jumped?
That'll be a 3rd down after the penalty. We'll see what the call will be. It will be a false start on the Toads. That'll back them up even farther for 3rd down. Actually, the sideline kind of saying us. I mean, hey, that was us. But that'll bring up 3rd down. That ball will be placed at the 46-yard line. Under 4 minutes to go here in regulation as the Toads trying to find something here offensively, trying to ice the Broncos. The last time the Toads had a victory against Dos Palos was all the way back in 2017. Remember that? It was actually Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
It was also the Friday morning matchup, I should say, on the local news station in Fresno. And that was a team that was stacked.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, Pimentel at the quarterback position. Garrett Price.
Yeah, Garrett Price.
And in the backfield, Tazi gonna go deep.
Teixeira, he's open.
Teixeira grabs it. What a play! Dylan Teixeira hauls it in.
Toads needed that play big time right there. 1st down, stayed in bounds. Converts.
Under 4 minutes to go here. The Toads have found their way. As we take it to the 15-yard line, the Toads have found their way. They lead by 8.
Yeah, keeping the Dos Palos defense off balance. I said they expected pass, but one-on-one coverage against Dylan Teixeira. Good luck. Good luck. So we have Peyton Van Werth right now manned up with Devin and Devin Sanchez. So, yeah, it's going to be an interesting matchup on the left side. Are they going to run it or throw it?
Tazi hands it off to Osuna. Osuna with the carry, but brought down at the line of scrimmage by number 25 for the Broncos of Dos Palos. It's Daniel Robbins, the senior wide receiver and linebacker, second down.
It looks like Dos Palos is basically manning everybody up across the border and just bringing everybody they can to stop this running attack. So it's going to be interesting to see what the Toads call here. But then also, when they do blitz everybody, you kind of open it up on the outside run. So let's see if they try to do another toss play to Ray Osuna on the wide side of the field, and let's see what the play call is going to be here. Dos Palos is playing as aggressive as they can, and let's see if he's going to bite them or not.
Second down for the Toads. 2 receivers left. The Toads will be in the pistol formation. As actually they are going to call timeout. Coalinga's going to call a timeout. They did not really like, or maybe miscommunication on the play call. We'll take a timeout with them. 2:23 to go here in regulation. Toads lead 30-22. We'll be right back. This is Horned Toad Football on the Toads Streaming Network. .223 to go here in regulation. Tazi does the bootleg, throws it to Werth. Did he get it? Yes, he did. But it will be not enough for that first down marker. That will bring up a third down. And we were talking about Jonathan Spring. Jonathan Spring, the former ag teacher of Coalinga High School, still a part of the district. My good friend, also a Colorado State fan, so I have to razz him a little bit about that. Colorado State not having the best of seasons, to say the least. I know that Mr. Spring would, if he was up here, he would say so. He would have a difference in opinion, but they'll bring a third down for the Toads here. The Toads leading by 8, 30-22 on the near side of your television.
Yeah, they're making Dos Palos second guess now because the Toads are willing to go through the air to get this first down. Let's see what they do here.
3 receivers left, 1 to the right. Osuna up the gut, bringing defenders with him. And will that be enough? No, that will not be. That will bring up a 4th down. And with 1:28 and counting to go here in regulation.
They'll take it under a minute. Are they going to go for field goal? Ooh, all right.
They're going to send out the field goal team. Hey, you know what? They have made it before.
I will say this is also, Dos Palos is going to bring everybody, so I wouldn't be surprised to see a fake here. Because this is their season right here. They have to block this kick, or they cannot compete in this game anymore, right? So they're gonna send everybody they have. So I wouldn't be surprised if the Toads fake it right here, get behind the everybody blitzing, and Wyatt Worth is a capable thrower right there in the backfield.
Well, I mean, I think they're still looking for players. As Mario Delgado will do the point. Ooh, does it sneak through? Yes, it does.
Mario Delgado with that clutch kick.
Mario Delgado's 2 for 2 tonight. Wow!
That's something that's definitely sorely missed in Coalinga is a kicking game, because situations like that, right, where we bring in, like the spring of 2021, right? We could have gone for a field goal and possibly made a difference in that game, but we didn't have a field goal kicker at that point that can make that kick. So, you instead of going for a 4th down and possibly ending your season, to have something come in clutch like that, like Mario, to kick that field goal and make it a two-score game now. And basically put it out of reach.
Mario Delgado can say he did a lot of things on his senior night. Tackling in that secondary on the line, as well as also sealing the deal for the Toads with not 1 but 2 great field goals. 45 seconds to go here in regulation. Toads lead 33-22, I should say. Toad's trying to find something here.
The Palos expecting a return right now, so they're trying to set something up. Let's see if they kick it deep or if they try to find an open patch of grass behind the third line.
No kicking away. Taken to the 25. 30. Finds some room, but it'll be upended by Jaden Pena. Great job by that young man, the sophomore himself. He'll be putting the basketball into the rim in a couple weeks. Hopefully in probably 4 weeks. Hopefully in 4 weeks he'll be out there after Thanksgiving. But we'll get ready to go here with 40 seconds to go here in regulation. Final time for the Broncos. It's been a frustrating first half.
Expect these hometown secretary to feast right now, and basically just keep the ball in front of them, right? I think the Palos are going to try to press the field right now. And I wouldn't be surprised. You have 3 safeties right now, 3 deep, trying to make a play. So the Palos, if they're going to throw it deep, they got to try to beat man coverage, or let's see if they do a short play and try to just make a big run right now.
Here they go, 1st and 10. Ben Worth takes the snap, has time, throws the dart. That ball's intercepted. Delgado going the other way. He's to the 25, to the 20. He might go all the 4-yard line, but Delgado will put the icing on the cake, put the cherry on top for the WSL Sunday.
Wow, and I think they're trying to seeing a lot of commotion on the sideline, maybe trying to get Mario a touchdown here. If they're going to do it on senior night or not, but I know he started as a freshman as a fullback, and then converted full-time to defense as a linebacker, but man, he is a playmaker.
Mario Delgado has had a career night tonight. Wow. You said it. You called it right there, Tommy. I mean, they're going to, it's going to be a feast for the secondary, and then one play later, bingo.
Definitely. This team is just, man, this team is built for a deep playoff run, and I'm excited to see where they're going to end up in the playoff rankings.
And Jose Pease gets a Gatorade bath.
And Ray Osuna with the touchdown.
Into the end zone as we have a lot of things going on here.
Touchdown.
That's going to go into the end zone. That will put the cherry on top for the West Sierra League title.
And I will say this touchdown is also going to help them with the rankings for playoffs too. Right, because now we're talking a 11-point game, possibly 12-point with the extra point, right? And the Toads came in here as underdogs, right? They were giving Los Palos, I believe, a 2-point favorite to come off and win today, and the Toads said no. The Toads willed themselves to this victory, and it's been special seeing this whole team just come together and have a full team win right here.
As Stephanie Camacho, the homecoming queen, Her Majesty, will do the extra point. As this booth is literally shaking, That's how loud it is here. Here's the extra point, but wait, there is a penalty marker on the field. Actually, the pink penalty marker, I should say.
I believe those Palos went over the center.
False start on the Toads.
False start.
As that we'll get another try, actually, of 16.9 seconds to go here in regulation. Toads leading.
They're still huddled up, so I'm not sure what the call is.
So actually, there was multiple flags. There's actually a flag right there at the 5-yard line.
Could be an offside, especially with the sideline call right there. That's typical of a line up in the neutral zone. So let's see what the call is here.
Let's see what the call will be. It will be an extra point once again. Stephanie Camacho.
Let's test her leg here on a 25-yard field goal.
Let's see what the call will be. Worth will count them all up.
Expect this place to go crazy.
Snap the hold, the kick. Has the leg. Doesn't have the distance. No good.
Wide right.
But hey, she had the distance. I mean, hey, you know what?
You're still seeing her celebrate. You're still seeing the crowd go wild to see that. I can imagine the place would have erupted if she made that.
I think we might have had a little earthquake. I know there was an earthquake actually this week in San Jose. I mean, there might have been an earthquake here in Coalinga if that happened, but there might be an earthquake when the clocks read 0 here from Chuck Gardner Stadium. Stay tuned for our post-game show. We're going to try to get one of the coaches, but we'll wrap it up here from Coalinga and also try to preview the unknown of what we're going to see in playoffs. I mean, hey, they will find out tomorrow. They'll probably find out tomorrow from the section office, the central section office, tomorrow afternoon. So we will find out. When we find out, you will find out. But a night to remember on Senior Night 2022 as the Toads in their orange and black uniforms will kick things off, actually. Here they go. Here's the kick from Palacios. But a night to remember for the Toads. They had a share last year, had a share in 2021 in the spring season taken by the Broncos. Chavez runs out to the outside. 1st and 10 for the Broncos with 10 seconds to go here in regulation. The Toads have found something here. They have a secret formula. They have not beaten the Broncos since 2017. It was one of the years that the Toads went far in the playoffs. Remember that?
That was a deep playoff run.
That was a deep playoff run. But their night was derailed on that cold night in November in Fireball. I was in the marching band and I froze that night. But a team that might go even farther here this year. But they'll have to. We don't know what they're gonna. We do not know what they're gonna do in the playoffs. As this will bring out 1st and 10 at the 29-yard line for Van Werth and the Broncos. 10 seconds, 10.5 seconds to go here in regulation. Van Werth hands it off to Flores. Flores up the gut, brought down, and that will be the final play. The Horned Toads have climbed on top of the mountain. They are your 2022 West Sierra League champions in football.
That's a statement. To end the season, that's one way, that's a hell of a way for the Toads to make a statement.
This team has done the unthinkable. They are one big family, and they have gotten the job done, and it's a little bit sweeter as you beat your arch nemesis from Merced County.
Absolutely. No, trust me. Any victory against this team is well worth it. The blood, sweat, and tears on this football field, I mean, it's something special. And to win on your senior night, I mean, that is one thing, it just makes it that much more special.
It is one senior night Mario Delgado will never forget as they go crazy in Coalinga. This team will go down in the history books. There they are. A standing ovation from all the spectators tonight on the home side from Chuck Gardner Stadium.
I will say one of the things that really energized this Toads defense is when they brought that turnover chain. And I'm telling you, whenever they make those big turnovers, wearing those chains, the kids love it. They feast on it. You know, it's a huge momentum boost. And yeah, that's been a very welcome addition to this season.
We'll be right back for our post-game show. This is Horned Toad Football on the Toad Streaming Network. post-game show here in Coalinga as your Horned Toads get the victory, 39-22. There's Fleet Walker right there. Oh, baby! 39-22, Toads get the victory over their arch rivals from Merced County. The Broncos of Dos Palos High, Brian Welch and Tommy Rico. Actually, their camera guy tonight, Richard Welch, did a great job as well. Tommy, a game that was a lot on the line, and the Toads lived up to the expectation.
Oh, absolutely. You know, like I said, they came in as underdogs already in their home stadium, right? And I think it just added fuel to the fire, right? This group of seniors and all these underclassmen, I mean, they, you know, got faced with some adversity when the Dos Palos started coming back, and when they needed to make big plays, they made the big plays that mattered tonight.
Well, that's right. As the Toads get the job done, 39-22, and it's something that Jose's first varsity league title ever. That's because talking to him this afternoon, he was excited.
Oh, definitely.
And I mean, they were able to get the job done. We do not know where they're going to go in playoffs. I mean, we don't know if they're even going to go D4. We're going to go D5. I mean, there's a lot of things up in the air. Tomorrow we'll find out all that. Tomorrow you can check out. Also find out. You can you can look it up on the CIF Central Section website. And also, if you follow Coalinga High School football, I hope you do follow Coalinga High School football on Twitter. They will have that on there as well for you. As final thoughts from Coalinga, Tommy.
I'm excited to see what this team does in the playoff run. Like I said, a lot of changes that can happen tomorrow. You know, playoffs, and then we also go into league awards for Coalinga, right? Taking first place. I'd be interested to see, you know, how many of these Toads get nominated for all league awards, league MVP. I mean, there's a lot. You know, there's a lot to choose from across the board, and you know that they have multiple choices to add on. And a night like tonight, a statement like tonight, I mean, really just solidifies the future of Horned Toad football. But like I said, we're not done yet. We're not done yet. You know, this team expects to play all of November and make a deep playoff run. I truly believe this team can make a huge playoff run. Right, right now, currently the number 1 seed in Division 4 is actually the team that they scrimmage, and this is actually one of my favorite things right here, going on in the field. And now with they with our old time coach, right, where they're opening up a can of you know.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, exactly.
I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
All those kids are up there hyped up, and it, you know, seeing one of their old coaches come back to open the can with them, it's special. It is special, and I expect, like I said, 4 more weeks. I'm excited. You know, there's a lot of tough teams in Division 4 if they end up in Division 4, or they could be a high seed in Division 5, right? And to imagine having to do a playoff run through Coalinga, good luck to anybody.
Hey,
good luck to anybody.
Hey, if you have to go through Coalinga, that's the statement the Toads made tonight.
Absolutely.
As we like to, we're going to close our broadcast. Special thanks to Tommy Rico. Tommy Rico is actually, I don't think you were envisioning and being an analyst tonight. I thought you were probably thinking about being in the stands. We brought you up here during the first quarter of play. Tommy, thank you so much for being my analyst tonight.
I appreciate it.
It's always a pleasure working with you. As the Toads get the job done, as something, Tommy, that is something really cool and also a lot of fun to work with, and also a lot of special thanks for our superintendent, Lori Villanueva, principal of Coalinga High School, Sheila Diaz, athletic director, Emily McFarland, for allowing us to do the broadcast here on my YouTube channel. Special thanks to Richard Welch, the math teacher from Coalinga High School. He puts his hands in there. Good job, Mr. Welch. And he's Tommy Rico. I'm Brian Welch saying goodbye. Have a good night as the Toads get the job done, and they are on top of the mountain in the West Sierra League in Coalinga. Thank you so much for watching. Also, special thanks to Tommy Rico as the analyst tonight. I'm Brian Welch saying goodbye. Have a good night. Thank you so much for watching Horned Toad Football on the Toads Streaming Network.